So Lily Terrorist Tino is back on the menu. Oh man, I'm excited, bro. I honestly cannot contain myself. The thought of getting to make another video about this person is deeply exciting, okay? I live for this. When I wake up, I actually hope that Lily Tino does something worthy of talking about, because there's nothing I like talking about more than Lily Tino. This person is content, and even more content. Is Lily Tino content, chat? Yes or yes? Yes? Oh, she's content? Whoa, she? Careful. We don't want to misgender this person. Listen, let's get into it, okay?
About the iconic, the amazing, the stunning, and the beautiful who goes by Lily Tino.
He pays your bills? Legit.
Last time we talked about her, she was potentially going to jail because she was...
I'm not even joking. Maybe this is kind of insane to say, but I had a nice dinner like 2 weeks ago. It was like a $300 dinner. No. Yeah, it was like $300, and then tip was like $350. I legitimately opened my phone, and I looked at a Lily Tino video that I made, and I was like, oh wait, this is like, I could have gotten 2 of these dinners with this video. So what I'm understanding is I should make more.
Filming videos and taking pictures in the bathroom, and little kids were there. It was this whole thing. I talked about it. And before we get into it, let's address the drama. The public hanging of Sensitive Society will have to be postponed. When that video came out, it was called She's Finally Going to Jail or something like that. And the amount of fucking comments I got be like, yo, why are you calling her a she? It's clearly a he. And then other people were like,
the thing is, it's clearly a he, but we live in a world where something that's very obvious is not allowed to be said. So I understand if you're trying to save your own ass. And Sensitive Society, listen, I know him IRL, he's based, okay? If there's any question about him being woke, I'll shut that down right now. He's based, okay? Listen, Lily Tino, obviously a man. If you feel like you can't say that because you're gonna jeopardize your bottom line, I would argue it goes the opposite way, but... you know, do whatever you feel like you gotta do.
Like, that's a day they're cosplaying it. It's just like, this is why I rarely ever touch on these topics, because no matter what I say, I am going to piss a portion of the people. If I call Lily a she, Sensitive, you sold out, all right? You sold out to Disney. You're a slave. You're woke. You fell off. If I call it a he, I'm just giving ammunition to the people that don't like me already.
But imagine you're a fucking guy who, like, watches this video, and then you say, Lily Tino's a he, and you now decide to take an hour out of your day to write an essay about trans inclusivity. You're a fucking dork unit, bro. So whether or not you think that, like, this person's a guy or a girl, let's all take a moment and consider that maybe it's time for us to take a shower and get a job, right? If this is something that's occupying your headspace and is compelling you to write a YouTube comment that's longer than 1 sentence, it's time to purchase a bar of Dove soap. I heard they're on sale.
They're gonna be like, oh, here's proof that he is indeed transphobic. Stuff like this gets tricky, and
transphobic, if we're to, you know, dissect the word transgender, and phobic, the fear of, it almost literally describes me when I talk about Lily Tino. I actually am phobic, afraid of encountering this person. If I was in public and Lily Tino was in my peripheral or directly in front of me, my fight or flight senses would activate, and I think I would legitimately just sprint in whatever opposite direction this person was, okay? I'd be terrified. So phobic, yes, 100%. I would avoid it at all costs.
I just want to be respectful, and on top of that, I don't want my fucking channel to be nuked. I don't want to deal with that. This is like my last fucking time talking about Lily Tino. No matter what I call this individual, I could already see the comment section. Like I said, we do have this update. Lily Tino, the TikToker with almost 500,000 followers, recently made this video.
So the whole point of why I do what I do, which is create content, is to educate and to entertain.
No. You do content because it turns you on to read hate comments about how you're a fucking weirdo. I genuinely think you have a humiliation fetish where you look at people that are humiliating you in the comment section and then you go stroke it to it. I'm not even joking. That's not even like a thing to make the people laugh. That's my honest opinion, okay? And also, let's say you don't do it for that and I'm wrong. At the very least, it's not for entertainment, okay? If I want entertainment, I'll go watch the fucking Minions. Banana! That's funny. That's peak. That's cinema. What you do is cancer. And you oftentimes don't just make cancer that is cringe, you make cancer that is dangerous. You go in front of a camera and say, hey, I'm going to now disturb a women's only space for trans rights. And I'm also going to expose the privacy of people in a private setting like the bathroom. It's disturbing. You are disturbing. Everything you stand for is disturbing. And also, let's hear this one more time. Hold on.
And to intent. Why I do what I do, which is create content, is to educate and to entertain.
To educate and to entertain. To educate and to entertain. How do I say this to you? You're not Mark Rober. You're not Vsauce. You're Lily Tino. There is a very big difference between you and those people. The main one being, they don't have an OnlyFans where they disguise themselves as Velma from Scooby-Doo and jerk off. That would be the main difference, I would say. If I had to give you the main difference, it would be that. I also would say they don't break the law and disturb people in the process of content creation. They also actually educate and don't just spread woke dog shit. That's another main difference. I don't know if you, with your cock and balls, waltzing into the women's restroom at Disney really helped me on my own educational journey. I can't say it does.
In that order. And I think that recently my content has taken a bit of a shift.
Let's be honest, like, what individual has seen a Latino video and thought, this was highly educational, now I know more about trans people? Nah, dog, I'm sorry. If that's the excuse we're gonna be using, I entertain and I educate as well on how not to be an idiot on YouTube. So, you know you took it way too far with all the fucking hot dog and the wiener and the pretzels and, you know, all the weird stuff you were doing. You took this shit way too far, further than it should have been in the first place, truth be told. And now you're getting backlash and it's like, dude, come on. So far, I don't feel bad at all. My feelings have not been touched yet, so.
To be more, well, I'm hurt.
Okay.
I am.
Me too.
It's like a knife in the heart. It's a knife in the heart, guys.
Because of the amount of hate that I've gotten over the past 3 years doing this, 2.5 years.
Awkward.
That hurt has influenced the way that I do things. As a content creator,
I'm hurt like you've been doing to women this entire time. Yeah, almost like it comes full circle. Like, I don't know if I believe in karma, but when you see things like this person being very upset that people have said, hey, you're doing some shitty things to the people around you, and now they're hurt because that was said, even though they fully deserve it, it's like, maybe that is karma.
Especially as a streamer.
I mean, you do engage in rage.
I'm a streamer? Dude, you jerk off on OnlyFans.
Bait. I mean, let's just keep it on this. Like, a lot of your content here, and I've covered it, and others have as well.
The emergency call button. When the unseen operator addressed her as Sir over the intercom, Tino flew into a rage, despite the fact that the person couldn't even see her.
I am trapped in an elevator right now. I am not gonna lie, it's a little bit my fault, because...
Remember when he called his dog the hard R?
There was people who were in the elevator that came out while I was waiting for it and said, oh, hey, we're not sure if this elevator is working, but like the elevator looked like it was working when they walked out, so I was like, what's the worst that could happen? I pressed the call button and it went to my apartment person. Of course, they called me sir as soon as I said hello. Hello, sir. Number one.
It's because they understood that you're a sir.
I'm not a sir. Number two, I'm trapped in an elevator. In that order. I'd rather be stuck in an elevator and
be called ma'am
than out of an elevator and called sir.
You're retarded.
And then filming in the bathroom, and on top of that, a Disney bathroom. You're weird. And on top of that, you rage bait, and then the second you don't like it, it's like, okay, guys, now I'm noticing that it went way too far. It's like, well, bruh, that's what you were engaging in. What do you mean? Now, there's people out there that think that she's just cosplaying as a trans person. I don't know how accurate that is. But would I be surprised if this was all for bait or engagement?
Here's the thing. I don't know if anyone becomes trans for engagement. I doubt that. I will say that some people become trans and then they are now trans and want all of the attention they can get because part of the trans thing... Oh man, I don't know how deep I want to go with this, but women, real women, get attention because their baseline attractiveness as the opposite sex of male demands attention, right? Because of their physical traits, okay? It's like peacocking, that sort of stuff. Men are oftentimes not the same thing where they can just be hot and get attention. They oftentimes, obviously if you're a male model, it's a bit different. It's based on your developed attributes, like maybe your body is in shape, your business is cool, You are, you know, well known for being on the sports team, etc., right? Lily Tino, I have to imagine, as part of now trying to be a woman, wants the attention that women get by default. And unfortunately, most of it is negative because he's a fucking menace. And so, what I imagine is happening in his brain is he is trying to do everything possible to get attention at any costs. That's what I imagine.
Or whatever reason it might be, I would not be surprised. I would be like, okay, you know, low-key kind of expected that, honestly. So far, guys, about a minute in, my empathy meter from 1 to 10 is probably at a 1. I'm not feeling too much. Maybe I'm dead inside.
I'm always on camera, talking all the time, daily updates about where I'm at. And I think that the hurt...
Like, look up transmaxing if you want more information. Men who are sub 5 and ugly becoming women because they honestly think that transitioning gives them a better chance at being appreciated in the world.
that I feel has influenced the way that I've pushed in my content to be confrontational and be in your face
You're chopped.
about
Yeah, autogynephilia, yeah.
what I'm trying to do, which is ultimately teach people about trans things.
No, you are not teaching people about trans things. You are going into the women's restroom, getting views for going into the women's restroom, and a small fraction of the people that watch that video go to your OnlyFans and they masturbate to you. That's not education.
If you weren't so extreme and weird about it, I wouldn't even be making this video. I would be like, okay, it's educational content, you know, it's straight to the point, but it's not. The thing is, it's not educational at all. I guess if it classifies as educational, it's one hell of a new approach to educational content here on YouTube, TikTok, and other social medias. If you had good intent, and we could all see the intent was like to teach people about transitioning or trans cons and pros and all of that shit in a good professional manner, I think you would still get hate, but I don't think it would be as bad as it's right now. But I mean, you took it to a whole different level.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Downstairs hair removal session, prepping for bottom surgery. We are watching a video of a grown fucking man getting his balls tampered with for content. A little too personal, don't you think? Sharing isn't always caring. You need to be banned from social media and then arrested forever. Now.
Good. It's good. It's good. Are we still on the cake pop bag?
We're further down.
We're further
Yeah,
down
yes.
now. What's underneath the cake pop bag?
The cake pop bag. The ball sack. He's talking about his ball sack being modified. I wish that I would make money off this video if I wanted to say what I actually wanted to say right now, and I can't. But what I will say, and I'll leave you with this, if America wasn't a dying empire, this would be widely ridiculed by everybody. There would be enough fear of losing your entire fortune and everything you've built that you wouldn't post this, okay?
You be doing
If you're watching the YouTube video and you're not following me on Kick, you've made a great mistake, because on Kick I might actually say this.
too much, little homie. And I said this on my last video. I'm like, not every trans person is this annoying and obnoxious. There's people out there that legitimately just want to live their life, live like the rest of us, right? And I have no
Wood
problem
chipper,
with that. I
yeah.
literally do not care what you do with your body, you know? The thing with you is you legitimately set trans people back like 100,000 years at this rate. Well, maybe I'm exaggerating. More like 200 years. You have done more harm to the community than helped it, because a lot of people, millions if you will, when they think of trans people, they think of people like you and how insane and disgusting you are. Bathroom filming and everything else that Lily has done. You're not.
If I was trans and I had to eliminate 5 people from the trans movement, it would be Lily Tino, the ghost of Lily Tino again for good measure, and the ghost of Lily Tino's ghost.
Helping that community. If anything, you're hurting it more.
That shift is not fun for me. at all. It's actually really awful. And it doesn't just impact.
Dude, you post videos of your balls getting laser hair removal. Shut the fuck up. Oh my fucking god, like, I just want to educate and inspire, and all I want to do is help the world and be more trans inclusive. You post videos where your nutsack is getting laser hair removal and you fucking groan in pain. Like you literally post content of your cock and balls being laserly modified. My camera is so fucking nice, isn't it?
Not me, but my family and my friends, and you know, I'm not here to hurt anybody. I'm always
You are.
going to be a confrontational
You're a threat.
person, but I think there's ways to do it. So to that end, I'm gonna take a break.
Good.
I don't know when I'll be back. I'll be back.
No. My day is ruined and my July is so fucking ruined. I thought Lily was gonna say something like, you know what, guys? I've done a lot of harm towards the LGBTQC plus square root of 2 community. I've also been extremely hurtful towards the trans community. I think it's best if I just walk away from this. And I was about to get up and clap as hard as I possibly can. You know, my depression is back, and I don't know how to feel about that. If anything, it makes me quite sad. Once again, I do think this individual is low-key an FBI, CIA operator trying to get into the trans community and make it look as fucking shitty and horrible as possible.
Maybe.
A paid actor, if you will. And no, I am not schizo posting on Maine. I would not be surprised if it turns out like in 25 years, the secrets are revealed and it turns out that Lily Tino was actually a fucking FBI or CIA agent
It's not
put in place
impossible
to infiltrate the trans community. And would I be surprised? No, not really. Am I going crazy? Possibly.
Maybe.
Is this schizo posting? Most likely.
Maybe.
But you heard it here first.
I'm not gonna change myself for anybody. That's never gonna happen. But I am.
Did y'all catch that? I'm not gonna change myself for anybody. Didn't you change genders? Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
I'm gonna work on the way that my hurt has taken over my content in some ways.
Oh my god, I'm so sad right now. How am I going to survive without my favorite trans influencer, Lily Tina, uploading on TikTok?
Weird,
this is possibly
weird.
harder than losing a loved one. I gotta keep it real with you guys. Lily was totally fine with the hate until they started looking at prison time. Their entire content run is getting mad over being misgender and using that to shame them into a free meal. 100% you're speaking facts. Quite intrigued to see what the TikTok comment section is. No One Cares Snake is the top comment with 83,000 likes. The original video got 33,000 likes. Stop being disrespectful towards real women then. Okay. So I was expecting the TikTok comment section to be a lot more positive. I thought it will be a lot more positive. Like, Lily Tino, you know, fuck the haters. We got your back. We love you. I'm glad to be proven wrong. You're always hurt, always offended, always something.
Ooh.
Maybe making videos isn't for you then. 88,000 likes. Yeah, if someone racial me this bad, I would quit and never show my face again. I would be like, okay, I'm out. People online are so mean to me. To be fair, you're not educating or entertaining anyone. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said at the start. How the fuck is Lily Tino's content educational? You know what I mean? If her content is educational, dude, I'm a fucking Harvard professor at this point on how not to be a retard 101. If we're gonna reach that far, we might as well reach all the way. You know what I mean?
Great point. Great video. That's hilarious. It's so funny that this person is losing everything. And all I'm going to say, I don't know if there's anyone more deserving. I'm glad you're taking a break. We can extend this break to, let's just call it a indefinite hiatus. I like that wording a bit more. And maybe after this break, you realize that it's not a good use of your life, your precious years, your fleeting existence to rage bait wait staff at a restaurant. Maybe not. Anyway, good video, guys.